I hope everyone's hungry because we should have Crystal Watanabe on the line. Are you there, Crystal?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi. Sorry to make you wait.
No, it's no problem.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
So if you don't know, and we included information on her website in our promo, but Crystal Watanabe recently started an amazing website. It is fictionalfood.net, and her whole mission is to actually create food that is mentioned in books. So she has already made a lemon cake from Game of Thrones, and she has plans to do stuff from Harry Potter and other books. And I first discovered her website because she actually made Prim's goat cheese, the goat cheese that we see in the very beginning of the Hunger Games wrapped in basil leaves. And Crystal is the one who made that incredible Mockingjay cake, the cake that was on fire, that has sort of been making the rounds on the web. So she absolutely is a very talented chef. Do you want to talk to us maybe a little bit about what your background is in cooking, Crystal? Is that what you do professionally?
No, that's not what I do professionally. I actually work as an administrator at a university, but in my blogging things, I mostly concentrate on cooking. I have a bento blog, and that's my primary blog, and I'm the co-author of a bento cookbook. And so it's kind of like a side thing. And I started my cooking blog as a way to try to teach myself how to cook. So I'm not a professional chef in any kind of way. So I'm mostly just creative, and I'm trying to do things with my creativity and learn how to cook on the way.
Great. Now, from what I understand, you are in the United States, but you're out of, as far as we know, the district map. You're from Hawaii. So do you feel?
I'm sure after,
do you feel that
after the whole thing, Hawaii's not there anymore. So.
Yeah, sorry. So it's
Adam,
maybe
isn't
we'll just take
California
your
not
food.
there either?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, that's right, Bill.
Isn't California not there either?
California's also. Yes. Yeah. So you also.
Sorry to interrupt.
I mean, to be fair, we really don't know what's there and what isn't there. But it can sort of be assumed that those parts of the country have gone underwater.
Well, people speculate that Florida is underwater too, and that means Xavier, who's from Orlando, we would have no PotterCon if this were Pan.
I'm gone.
That's the number one reason.
No PotterCon and no Harry Potter loving. It's all gone.
Exactly. So that's the number one reason why we don't want the Capitol and why we don't want Pan Am for PotterCon. What were you going to say, Savanna?
Oh, I was just going to continue asking Crystal a couple of questions that were on my mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I was just wondering, what made you decide to create this website? Because it's such an amazing idea, and I'm really surprised that nobody else has done something like this before. How did you sort of find inspiration for this idea?
I guess usually whenever I'm reading books, I tend to focus a lot on what people are eating. I don't know why. And I just have some favorite foods that people eat when I'm reading books and things. So I was just talking online to my cousin one day, and I started thinking, and a light went off, and I just decided, okay, I'll try this. And I looked around, and I saw a couple of blogs that do it, but they're not very active, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
So far from the Hunger Games, you made Prim's goat cheese, and you actually, this is what blew me away, Crystal actually made the goat cheese herself, and if you go to fictionalfood.net, you can read all about how she made this goat cheese, and actually it sounds surprisingly easy. So I plan on trying that myself. But what other Hunger Games recipes do you sort of have planned for the future?
Well, I've been looking up, of course, the one that everybody talks about is the lamb stew, right? So I've been doing my research and trying to find a recipe that I think I can base it on. I've been looking for places that sell lamb. It's really expensive, but I'm going to, once I figure out a good weekend to do it, I'll give it a try. I already bought the wild rice, but I haven't gotten all the other ingredients yet.
Adam actually made lamb stew once.
Oh, really?
This is true.
How did it turn out?
It was the only culinary dish I've ever made in my life, and it was a challenge that I had to try to make one recipe out of Julia Child's cookbook. So I did make lamb stew, and it was expensive. I do remember that. And I actually wrote an article about it. If you want, at the end of the show, I'll put it up on my Twitter. That's Adam Spunberg.
Okay, sure.
Just check, and you can read about my ridiculous experience. That Savanna 80% really cooked, and I only 20% cooked. She doesn't like to admit that part.
Does anyone have any questions for Crystal?
I have one. If she's making this food from the Hunger Games, the one item of food I remember is sort of the meat that Katniss continues to kind of shoot and kill for herself. So I'm wondering if our guest is going to go hunting out in the woods, maybe shoot a squirrel with a bow and arrow through the eye, and then cook it and eat it. I was wondering about that.
You might be a little surprised at my answer, but my husband raises rabbits for meat. And so we have our first batch of baby rabbits almost ready. And I asked him if I could use one to do a post of like a spit roasted rabbit. And I know some people are going to be disturbed by that, but I mean, that's like the basis for my blog. And that's something that Katniss does, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, so that's something that he said okay. So I don't know. I just have to figure out when I'm going to do that. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to build like I don't want to build like an open fire or something in my yard, so I'll probably do it in my grill. But and a couple other things that I'm doing is I'm growing
I do want to read
dandelions.
Oh, that's right. You are growing dandelions.
I know most people like hate to have people get rid of them and stuff, but I don't have any anywhere, so I had to buy some seeds, and I'm growing them right now.
That is so cool, yeah.
I actually have a request for you. There's a request on Twitter. A great friend, listener of the show, Starberry Cookie, really wants you to make Phoenix and Annie's wedding cake, if that's something at all that you could consider making.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to put some thought into that and put that on my to-do list.
So that's great. And then Xavier, because he's such a great cook also, I'm sure, can make a Bill and Fleur cake as well for the Harry Potter wedding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to help Molly Weasley, because after I'm done with that cake, I'm sure it'll be in a couple pieces.
So, yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, Finnick and Annie's wedding and didn't go so well, neither did Bill and Fleur. What do you think about it in their story? But anyway,
one last thing for Crystal. Sorry, one last comment.
Yeah,
I just wanted to add. Crystal, you are also getting some requests on Twitter to make some of Greasy Say's recipes. So,
Wild dogs.
I am not going to be cooking strange animals. I'm just going to have to use hamburger and pretend it's something else.
Well, she says once she puts the wild dog in the stew, she'll call it beef. So there you go.
Okay, yeah, beef is fine.